Welcome back to the HBCU Game Day NFL Draft Special with me, Symone, and Floyd.
Yes.
Ty, we have been waiting for this part of the show. We have a very special guest who's going to join us, one of the top HBCU draft prospects this year.
Yes, you're exactly right. This guy stands at about 6'6", 250 pounds, top of the board for everybody. So let's go ahead and welcome him. Without further ado, Kemari Averett, tight end from Bethune Cookman.
Hello.
So tall, you know, he got cut off a little bit, just showing all that height.
It's giving Wizard Kelly.
Right.
Wizard Kelly vibes.
So Kemari, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling right now? We're weeks away from that big night, that big week.
It's very exciting, man. Something I have dreamed about, being in the NFL, and the draft is less than 2 weeks away, and I'm just ready for it.
How's the process been? How have you been preparing for
this process? Has been a long journey, especially coming from Bethune, going up there in the NFL PA Bowl game, doing what I had to do up there, talked to numerous of scouts, then go to the HBCU Combine. It went well. It didn't go in my favor, but it was still a great experience because I talked to at least 20 teams up there at the HBCU Combine, and now, up until now, it's just been great.
So how do you feel like Bethune Cookman prepared you to be a player in the NFL?
Well, it's a lot at Bethune. You have to love football to play at Bethune Cookman. It's just like in Daytona Beach, there's not really much to do. Strictly football. We don't got as much as other schools got at Bethune Cookman, as far as the weight room, football field. But it taught me a lot, more so outside of football.
Yeah.
Life. Going to Bethune helped me become a better man, a better father, a better everything.
I love it. So we saw some of your highlights rolling. We saw the one with you had the yellow helmets and y'all had the burgundy jerseys. What was your favorite uniform combo at Bethune? Because y'all had a lot of different ones.
I'd say the all white with the chrome helmet.
Well, that's a nice one.
That's the best one.
Coming from a Rattler, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
I did like that one.
That was the best one, I would say.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, Kemari, one of the things that people are talking about, for you is your speed combined with your height and your weight, how you're able to move. What other things do you think will set you apart from other tight ends in the draft?
Well, I would say route running, blocking as well. If you turn on the tape this season, I had probably over 15 pancakes. A lot of tight ends just like the ball. I can do it without the ball. I do anything to help my team win.
Okay, so I know, you'll play anywhere, you'll love to be anywhere, but what kind of offense would you thrive in?
I would say a pro-style offense where you can flex me out, attach me, or even put me at wide receiver sometimes.
Okay, and I don't know, you say you're from Georgia, but then you also say you're from Florida, so maybe down the camera's rolling, you'll tell the people where you're really from?
Oh my God, why did you say that?
You said you was from Georgia and Florida, so I don't know how
I was bothering you. I'm not from Florida.
What's wrong with being from Florida?
Right, what's wrong with being from Florida?
It's not nothing wrong with being from Florida. I'm just not from Florida. I was born in Detroit, raised in Atlanta.
Okay, so do you have ties to the Lions or the Falcons? Like, did you grow up rooting for one of those teams?
I was a Detroit Lions fan for months because of Calvin Johnson, and they ain't do much.
Megatron was fire though.
He was
everybody was a Megatron fan.
Yeah.
So what's a player that you like watching growing up and you as a tight end took pieces of their game from or look up to?
So I didn't play tight end my whole life. I played defense, but I always loved Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to play offense until I got in middle school where I just dominated at receiver. So Megatron was somebody I did look up to.
So why you didn't want to play offense? You like hitting people?
I did like hitting people as a kid.
What the world? Oh, man.
So we have a lot of this draft, when it comes to HBCU prospects, is loaded. Before last season, before the 2022 draft, no one got drafted in 2021. Mm-hmm. And then the 2022 draft, 4 players get drafted. They go on and do big things in the NFL. How did those 2022 draftees inspire you as an HBCU product?
It was motivation to see, everybody always say HBCU prospect, we a lower level of competition. They can't do this, they can't do that. And for them guys to actually go and play their rookie season, I see the guy from Jackson State went to Detroit Lions, 8 sacks his rookie season. The Kobe Durant from South Carolina State actually goes and get pick 6s his rookie year. Joshua, he went to Fayetteville State and he won a Super Bowl.
Unfortunately for me, because
She's an Eagles fan. Oh, man.
I love that happened for HBCUs, but we had HBC players on the Eagles though, so it still would have been a win.
Man, you know what made that play even more beautiful with Joshua Williams getting that interception is that it was tipped by Brian Cook, who played at Howard. So
The Joshua Williams it's still touchy for me because again I had a lot invested, you know what I'm saying? But when we look at this draft, who are some other guys that you played against? We have Mark Evans the second. We have Isaiah Land, a fellow Rattler. Who are those guys that you played against that you can't wait to see in the big league?
You got the guys like you said, Mark Evans, Isaiah Land. You got R.B. Miller. You got Isaiah Bolden. You got it's a lot of great talent that's coming out this season.
So who's someone that's being slept on, like you've played against? We're talking about Isaiah Land, we're talking about Mark Evans, we're talking about Shaq Davis, but who are those under the radar guys that you've lined up against that you're like, that dude belongs in the NFL?
I really don't. Okay, so Alabama State. It's the DB that go to Alabama State. I don't really know his name. Number 10. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but he's linky. He got the length. He got the speed. Great ball skills, and I don't feel like nobody is talking about him enough.
Okay, especially when we don't know his name.
right.
Number 10.
So a lot of people are comparing you to Mercedes Lewis. I don't really understand that comparison. However, what's a player, a tight end in the league, past or present, that you think you can compare yourself to?
I can compare myself to like a tight end like Darren Waller because he can, like, if you go watch film, we literally did the same thing. Like, you can flex him out, go to receiver, go deep. He come in line, he can block, he can run routes from the inside, from the slot. And that's just who I feel like my game fits best.
Okay, Darren Waller. So at what point in your college career did you feel like your game went to the next level? Did you feel like, oh, I'm ready for this?
Okay, so it was the 2020 COVID season when we didn't have a season. I put in the most work at Bethune. I got down to the weight I wanted to be at. My body was where it needed to be at. And then going into the 21 season, it was like everything that I worked for, I actually did. And I was like, okay, now I got it.
You're also a dad, and you list that your motivation, is your family, is your kids. So how excited is the little one for you to be transcending into this level? Does he understand?
He do. And it's so crazy because his first game he ever came to, he told me, and I never even talked football with him. He was about 2 years old, and he told me, Daddy, you gonna win the Super Bowl. And I never, ever talked football with him. And he didn't say Super Bowl, he called it Soup Bowl.
Super Bowl.
But
that's what we all call it. I feel like Super Bowl.
It was just like, dang, man, it brought light into my heart because I never talked football with my son. And then for him to come to a game and just say that, it was just like, it meant everything.
So how old is he?
He's 4 years old now.
And does he like watch the NFL? Does he watch college?
He watched me.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. So he's not a Falcons fan or
Nah, so he actually stays in Kentucky. He ain't from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Are we going to see him in Pad soon?
Yeah.
So we do have the name of the Alabama State player, number 10, Ian Isaac.
Ian Isaac, that's him.
That's him. Now that's him.
That's the guy.
I would say.
That's the guy.
Right. So shout out to Ian Isaac from Alabama State. But now that you're going to be moving on from Bethune Cookman, who are some guys we need to keep an eye on at Bethune now?
Well, a lot of guys are leaving Bethune, but I would say Marcus Riley, Omari Hill Robinson.
I knew that one was coming.
That's my guy. He played DB. He pretty slept on too. He don't get his respect, but he lead the conference in interceptions. So I would say he did his due diligence. Kyler Edwards, he a great tackle. And Desmond Daniels, he's pretty good too.
Excuse me, guys. It was Kean Isaac. Like Kean Isaac. Like Kemari.
Oh.
So shout out to Kean.
Kean.
So what part of your game do you think is going to translate the easiest from the college football level to the pro level?
I'd say route running. Routes, catching the ball, and just running.
What's your favorite route combination?
Option route. Either a 10-yard or a 5-yard option because you got the option to break in, break out. It's just like in man coverage is the easiest route to run because it's you versus that person and you really don't know what you're doing.
Especially when he's lined up against Kemari.
Yes.
So what part of your game do you think you're going to have to work on the most to get adjusted?
Getting back to blocking, going back to blocking. So it'd be like at Bethune, you don't really face guys that's in the NFL, the weight, the strength. So I say blocking.
Okay, so you like getting gritty because you know a lot of tight ends they don't want to block.
I'm gonna put my nose. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, because you like hitting people. You like getting physical, so he'll do that.
Yeah, I ain't scared
He
of
said he
nothing.
had 15 pancakes.
Yeah.
So shoot. All right, now we're gonna see.
Right, but Kemari, we're almost here for the draft. Of course, we're gonna be rooting for you.
Yes.
You know, we got our biases. Like, well, you know, she got her team, I got my team. I think you'll fit right into my team, but you know, we'll let the draft board talk.
Yeah, we'll let the draft board talk. I wouldn't mind seeing him in that 49ers. But hey, I mean, you would be learning with George Kittle.
Or you could be right with Dallas Goedert. You could be getting Jalen Hurts throwing to you versus Brock Purdy.
But question, where do you see him truly fitting in? Like, what team do you think? Eagles for sure.
Yeah, tight end too. We ain't got one.
Man, I see you. I see you with the Raiders. I really do. I see you with the Raiders. I think that'd be a good fit.
I don't see it.
Darren Waller's gone, so it'd be Kemari time.
Why are you trying to poach my players though? Talk about you got ties with the Raiders or something?
Hey, I don't. But if the Raiders are watching this,
or if the Eagles, like I said, we need a tight end too. Y'all got everybody on your offense. Y'all good over there in Sanford.
no, we're not. No, we're not. We are not. But
we'll let the draft board talk. You know what I'm saying? We'll let the draft board talk. But y'all, thank you so much for joining us today on the 2023 HBCU Game Day NFL Draft Special.